Most founder dads think the hardest part is waking up, but it's not. The hardest part is what happens after the wake up call, when life gets loud again, when an opportunity shows up, when the pressure spikes, when the old voice starts whispering just this once. That's the moment that men lose. Here's what happens: you get convicted, you have the conversation, you can feel the drift clearly, you start changing, you get more grounded, more present, more intentional. Then something real shows up: a deal, a crisis, a launch, a money issue, a high stakes opportunity, and suddenly you're being tested. This moment matters because this is where the old life comes back. Not where everything is calm, where the pressure is real, where the stakes feel high, when it would be easy to justify one exception. That's where your future gets decided. The old life never comes back screaming, it comes back whispering, just this once, just this deal, just this launch, just this week, just until this clears. That's how men quietly rebuild the life that they swore they were done with. That's why this is so dangerous. It sounds reasonable, it sounds responsible, it sounds temporary, and it sounds necessary. And because it sounds reasonable, most men don't recognize the trap until they're already halfway back inside of it. What's really happening is the pressure is recruiting your old identity: the rescuer, the hustler, the center of everything. The man who believes his value comes from stepping in when it gets hard. So when life tightens, the old version of you suddenly feels righteous again. This isn't just about patterns, it's about opportunities: a new partnership, a huge client, a big launch, a growth window, something that looks exciting and strategic. Good opportunities can still cost you the same thing if they reactivate the old version of you. The emotional logic usually sounds like this: this matters, they'll understand, I'll make it up to them later, this will help everyone in the long run. And maybe some of that's true, but that doesn't mean that the trade is wise. Most men lose here because they never decided in advance. They knew what mattered in theory, but they never defined what could happen when the test arrived. So when the pressure hits, they negotiate, and negotiation is where the old life wins. Now, here's the question that matters in the moment: what am I about to trade? Not what am I gaining, what am I about to trade? Dinner, bedtime, presence, calm, trust. And when you ask that question honestly, the deal looks differently. One exception feels small, but every exception trains a pattern. Every time you let work reach into the protected space, you teach your business that it still owns that space. And you teach your family that your standards still collapse under pressure. And at some point, a man has to decide that something just doesn't flex anymore. Not because they're convenient, but not because they're sacred. Dinner, bedtime, a promise, a presence block, a commitment to your wife. You don't protect those when it's easy. You protect them when it's not. Use a simple decision framework. Is this truly urgent? Is this truly mine? What does this cost if I say yes? What happens if I wait? The framework breaks the spell. It forces clarity before the reaction. A lot of times, holding the line looks simple: delay it, delegate it, decline it. Not dramatically, but quietly, firmly, like a man who's already decided he's no longer available to lose. Holding the line will feel wrong at first because your nervous system's used to rushing in, solving, saving, responding, stepping back when it feels dangerous. But the feeling isn't truth, it's withdrawal from the old identity. This is why this matters so much. Your family doesn't just feel your values when life is calm. Your family, they're gonna feel it when you are under pressure. That's when the standard becomes believable. That's when trust gets reinforced or broken. The old pattern is simple: pressure rises, standards bend, work wins, regret follows. And if you don't interrupt that pattern in real time, it will rebuild the whole life you were trying to leave and save. The new pattern is different. Pressure rises, you pause, you choose, you protect, you return, and that's how a father first life gets built. Not by avoiding pressure, but by responding different inside of it. Run a 7-day hold the line drill. Day 1, name where you usually flex. Day 2, define what no longer bends. Day 3, pre-decide your response to one likely test. Day 4, hold the line in real time. Day 5, review what you just protected. Day 6, repeat the same standard. Day 7, tighten what still leaks. That's the father first truth. The test isn't whether you can feel convicted. The test is whether you do when the pressure rises. That's when your life reveals what you've actually built. If this hits something real for you, go get the book. It's called Before They Stop Asking, and it goes much deeper into how to protect what matters most when the distance becomes normal. Go to beforetheystopasking.com/book. The link will be in the details. Next video, we're going to make this deeply personal. What it actually feels like for your son when your body was in the room, but your attention was somewhere else. We'll see you on the next video.